So the next game that I'm going to try is Crash Bandicoot N Sane Trilogy. Yes, I finally got this game for $20 at Best Buy. So, of course, it's 3 games on a disc. On a disc, Activision. I don't know what were they thinking with Spyro. So anyway, so never been opened yet. I barely bought it, so I'm gonna try to see if it plays much better than its PlayStation 1 version. So let's go check it out. So Crash Bandicoot the Insane Trilogy is a remake of the PlayStation Crash Bandicoot game. Better graphics, better features, of course, now DLC. And of course, it can go to 4K to some extent. And of course, this game is now multi-platform since now it's owned by Activision rather than Sony during the PS1 era or the 32-bit era. So what do I think about this game? So it's really nothing much in-depth about this one since it's a remake of the original. First of all, the controls, much better because now you're actually using a stick. The original Crash Bandicoot, even if you use the stick, the controls are sort of still digital. So it's kind of still controlling with a D-pad, with a stick, so it doesn't really matter. Think of it as playing a fighting game in a, like say a PlayStation controller and you're using the analog stick rather than the D-pad. So that's the problem with the original one. They kind of fixed that now. Now it's actually because it's fully 3D game. The architect, the engine is like utilizing 3D movement. So yeah, able to use that stick much better. Think of it as playing Secret of Mana remake. Like I said in a previous vlog and on my secondary channel, is that you'd think it may be the same, but the controls are a little bit different. Because in the PS4 version, the character actually goes 8 ways, not so much on the Super Nintendo version. So the same goes with this Crash Bandicoot game. The button still, it's responsive. And yeah, I mean, it's easier now than before to land. I mean, it still has a little bit of problem. I mean, even in Odyssey, to some extent, the third-person platformer, like, you have to really have a keen eye if you want to not on the enemy or time your platform. So it's not really that perfect, but it is definitely much better than playing the PlayStation version. So, would I recommend this game for anyone? Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a Switch or any Nintendo console and you need some sort of platformer, Crash Bandicoot's a good one, I can guarantee that. It might not be the same as the Mario game, but to some extent, it is fun, it's jumping, you're stomping on enemy. I mean, it doesn't do fireballs and stuff, or throwing the hat like Cappy, but he has his own move. He basically does some sort of spin attack. And then if you get the Tiki Mask, you can have like an extra hit. That's basically how the game goes. It's not like Life Bar, like 3 hits and you're done. No, this one, the more Tiki Mask you get, the Tiki Mask gets stronger, and then you can get more hits. And then, I can't remember, but even you get a certain Tiki Mask, or you get enough, you become invincible for a while, like a Starman type of thing, but I can't remember. But, oh yeah, so, like I said, music, the controls are solid. The save feature now is much more, makes more sense. It's much easier because, come on, it's a PS4. Yeah, so if I would give this first impression of Crash Bandicoot, I would actually give it, believe it or not, an 8 out of 10. And why is that? It's almost a near perfect game. The platformer is solid. The controls are much better than the PlayStation 1. But however, there is still a bit of a problem with this game. And I think they wanted to keep this just like the PlayStation 1 to have that still nostalgic feeling, that history about the Crash Bandicoot. And that is the difficulty. The game's not that easy, I can tell you. Even in PlayStation 4, even the controls are better. It's still not that easy. So difficulty, yeah, you gotta be careful with it. 2, I know I'm sounded like, oh man, you're too old, or oh man, you don't have reflex or whatever, or in the back of my days, lives are awesome. And yeah, that's what I just said, lives are awesome. What I meant was, yes, there is still a life system in this game. Super Mario Odyssey got rid of that. Jack and Daxter Ratchet and Clank, they got rid of the life system. No more life system. If you die, you just go back to a certain point, checkpoint. There is a checkpoint in this game. You still have to get it again because it is based on the PlayStation 1. And there's still lives there. So the pro of this one is solid control. Graphics much better. 4K enhanced. Like it's a controller easy. But the con for this is it is still difficult to, even so the graphics are better. There is still some platformer challenging if you're not really careful. You really have to have a keen eye. And then it still have that live system. That could be subjective, but to some extent, some people get thrown up. Like, I don't want to grab life. I just want to finish from point A to point B. If I die, just keep trying until I need to save. Yeah, it is what it is, because again, it's based on the PS1. So yeah, that's my first impression of Crash Bandicoot, the Sane Trilogy.